Welcome to my channel. So, a couple of days ago, or a couple of evenings ago, I did a thing. Hmm. I did a thing. Wow. While this may mean absolutely nothing to many of you, it means something to me. It's a big deal. I've been holding on to wigs and weaves and braids for as long as I can remember. It's been a thing that's been tied to me. It's a thing that's tied to other things in my life, you know? Having gone through cancer once back when I was 34 years old, I can remember my husband saying, when you were going through chemotherapy and you lost all your hair, that's the freest I've ever seen you be. You were not concerned with what your hair looked like. You were not spending a bunch of money on hair and preoccupied by what your hair looked like. And he said you were just able to be. And he said you were beautiful. And people used to tell you were beautiful all the time with your hair just bald. And so when I was done with my treatments, radiation and chemo, my hair came back, but it came back so thin and it did not come back everywhere. And the texture of it was horrible. It was soft and thin, and really, there was nothing I could do with it. So I jumped right back into braids, and adding braids to super thin, fine hair is a recipe for destruction. So, as you know, as some of you may know, you ladies on here may know, when you go to the African braiding salons, you leave there and your hair is braided immaculately. Perfect. Not a hair out of place. But they pull hair from areas the hair shouldn't just be pulled from. They can pull hair from down here and make a braid up here. And they just don't take heed to this fine area around here that is not meant to be pulled like that. So, in my haste to get back to myself after chemo, when my fine hair came in and it was curly and soft and fine, and I'm not one for short hairstyles. I never was. So everybody was just saying, "Oh, just leave it short, put a texturizer, leave it short." And in my haste to get back to who I was and who I had been, I began getting my hair braided again, going to the best African braiding salons, and they began to damage my hair, pull all my hair out around here. You know what that looks like when you have those braids where it's one all of a sudden just disappears, but when you find it, it has little hair follicles on the end. Well, that happened to me multiple times because they got to pull every hair. And you could say, "Hey, could you just gel this part down?" And they'll say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," but nope, they're still going to catch all that hair. So I could say that chemotherapy did a number on my hair, and it did, because I used to have really thick hair, and I used to have to use super perms. Remember super perms back in the day? Well, I had to use super perms to get my hair straight. That's how coarse and how thick my hair was. I could say that chemotherapy did do a number on my hair, but I too did a number on my own hair because once my hair began coming back, instead of working within the texture that I had, I definitely did some damage to my hair by um, getting it braided and allowing them to, make those perfect styles, but yet be pulling all of my edges out. And this is not a me story. This is a lot of Black women that I know have this same issue. Um, and then I went a step further. Once I didn't have much hair left around these edges, then I started wearing wigs. Thank goodness for lace fronts because they at least let your scalp breathe some. But the things that you need to do to keep those on is either going to be braid or glue or pulled real tight with combs or whatever it is. But it's still not allowing your scalp to breathe and it's still damaging your hair. So you add that in and you add in the age that I am. And my hair just didn't stand a chance. So for years, I have been wearing braids and wigs and weaves. And for years, my husband's been saying, why don't you just let all of that go and just be free again and just shave your head and just be free? And I just fought it, fought it, fought it. I have spent a ridiculous amount of money on wigs because I also got addicted to color. So once I started coloring the wigs, I began buying more and more wigs and playing with color and doing different colors. So I have spent a lot of money on wigs. That's my entire point. And a lot of time and a lot of energy towards that. And being here in Okinawa has made me recognize that all of that hair is too much in a high humid climate, first off, because you're having to change it all the time. I had to wash the wig every night and switch to a different wig. And I mean, it's the same thing next day, and I'm not used to having to uh, do that much care on those wigs like that all the time. It's a daily thing. And so, what is the point? What is the point? And uh, is it necessary? You know. So I just decided the other night that I'm just gonna shave my hair and let my scalp breathe and just be free of all of that. I think the only choice that I need to make is what kind of hat I'm gonna wear when my hair is cold. That's it. That's it. And so I really thought that when I started that process that it was gonna be very dramatic, that I was gonna be so distraught and upset and crying. And yeah, I shed some tears. I'm not gonna lie. If I sat here and told you that I didn't shed tears, I would be telling a lie. But um, I shed tears for a little bit, and then it was done. hmm I didn't even feel like that. Am I saying that I'm not gonna wear any wigs ever again? I'm not saying that because, as we all know, in corporate America and in healthcare, um, it is not widely accepted. You haven't seen a lot of bald women. We are coming through, okay? In some areas, in areas where some higher black population. So you're going to be like in near Dallas and Atlanta and Houston, Chicago, and maybe even in Detroit. It's more widely accepted. Um, and yes, Black Panther and Wakanda Forever, those movies have catapulted Black women with bald heads forward. And Jada Pinkett and a few other stars. Gabrielle Union, I think, cut her hair way down. those ladies also, Sanaa Lathan, did a movie and she shaved her head down. Um, Shaved her hair down to nothing. Those people have also catapulted bald women forward and made it a little bit more acceptable. But in the realms that I've worked in, I've not seen many bald women at all. So I'm not quite saying that I'm going to walk around like this all the time, but I will on my leisure time to enjoy the ocean and enjoy the sun and not have to worry about sweating my hair out and having to do that whole process and take care of it and wash the wig and get up and pick a new one and all of that. And so I am here just doing a reveal of Tiffany with no wig. And right now I'm feeling it. My scalp feels good. Um, I did the original cut myself, washed my hair really good, and just started cutting it with scissors. Cut, 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 cut. Got it down as low as I could get it. And then I used Dale's clippers and clipped the rest, right? And then when he got home from work, I asked him if he would help me. And he was gracious enough to just use his razor. And he cut the rest off for me. And then did a scalp treatment and everything and showed me how he does his because that's how he wears his hair all the time. So he's been wearing it for years like that. So now we're twinsies. We're matching. Sydney, how did she take it? He was one of my biggest worries. And the reason for that is children can be very cruel. That's part of the reason why I've had a fixation on hair for the majority of my life, probably since I was 7 or 8 years old, because my mom didn't take care of my hair. My mom couldn't take care of herself, let alone taking care of my hair and my sister's hair. So she did not teach us hair maintenance and didn't take us to get our hair done and did not take care of our hair. And so, very early on, uh, I was suffering from seborrhea and, you know, damage to my hair, and I didn't have much hair. And kids would tease me horribly. They would send me home in tears. They would send me home in tears. So, you better believe when I got old enough and I was in a job, I started working when I was 14. When I got old enough, get my hair braided. That was the first thing I did. And, it just got progressively longer and longer and longer and longer, the braids. They started here and then they went here and then they went here and then the wigs, I've gotten all the way up to 32 inches of hair, which comes way down to under my behind there. So, um, could never have enough hair. I never had enough hair. And it all stems from my childhood and being chased home and called baldy and all kinds of things. So I had a fixation with hair. That's one of my things I'm working on, and um, I'm hoping to get over, you know, um, a fixation with hair. So I don't know. We'll see where this goes. I'm not feeling traumatized. I'm not. I walked around today for the very first day, all day, no wig on, just like this. Now, what I find is I'm gonna be a lot more comfortable as long as I have my lashes on, and I'm gonna have to make my face up, which I am a very much a minimalist person as it relates to makeup. I do not wear a lot of makeup. I might wear some eyeliner, lipstick, and maybe a little dab of blush on the cheeks. That's it. I don't really do all that. I've never worn foundation or um, pressed powder, or I guess that's what you call it, concealer, and all those things. I've never worn any of that in my life. And I find that I'm probably going to want to do that. And then get some different earrings. I wear these all the time anyway, but I probably want to get some other big earrings, you know, that'll make this style pop more and more vivid colors. You know, I don't know. It leans so much towards masculinity for me that I have to be super feminine with my accessories and makeup and all of that. And I know that's just a me hang up. It may not be anybody else's. Um, but Sydney, getting back to Sydney, I really considered her thoughts and feelings before I made this decision. And I had a conversation with her the other night that just really blew me away. Told her, I said, Sydney, mommy is considering cutting her hair off and wearing her hair bald. So how would you feel if I do that? And she said, Mom, she said, I just want you to be happy. And I don't want you to have to worry about hair anymore. And I don't want you to have to worry about wigs or getting your hair braided or none of that anymore. I want you to be able to get up and be free and do what just live without having to worry about that. And I said, wow, I can't believe this is coming from an 11-year-old. I can't believe it though. That's Sydney. That's just how Sydney is. The other thing she said, Mom, I said, but Sydney, I'm worried about the kids in your school that they may tease you when they see me. And she said, Mom, she said, if it's okay with you, I don't have a problem telling them that you're a breast cancer survivor and you're super strong and they should not be teasing someone who has survived cancer. And I had to walk away. I had to walk away. And what kind of kid is that says that kind of stuff? That's Sydney Lee. That's what kind of kid that is. That's my kid, Joseph's kid, our baby. What she said. So she was the catalyst and gave me the power to try it. And I'm betting I'm going to have some good days and some not so good days with it where I may go back to my wig. And again, I don't think that it's acceptable as much in the corporate setting and in the roles that I play in my work. So more than likely I'll be back in wigs, but you may see me from time to time just like this. So I'm gonna post a few pics that I took um, on the night of when I shaved it and the next day, just to share. So I just want to share that with the people who love me, who always told me you should just cut your hair off and just wear your head bald. Well, here we are. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it goes. Um, I'm excited to see. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.